should already know how I'm stepping. Saying you want love for the essence, this time I'll be the one to address it. No ABCs, but I got that for your efforts. New Van Cleef for the necklace. Being that voice in the trenches, so tell me what's your preference. I'ma keep my cool if you stay composed. And when your boy gets home, I don't wanna hear no chat about if you ain't got proof, then leave it alone. I'm on the road trying to keep us afloat, while you want space and a reason to grow. If things are best left kept on the low, then I think you should leave that after the tone. Was it too much to ask for? You know that I had you. You know that I would've did anything. Anything that you asked for, you know that I had you. I know that you know I gave everything. See, I would've done anything for you. Now you won't pick up when I call you. It was late night texting to a yawning. Nowadays I'm overthinking till the morning. Switched up and turned without a warning, but I know my heart forever bleeds. Two distant strangers like magicians, never knew them tricks were up your sleeve. Hey, I'm sick of this back and forth. It's starting to get contagious. I had to put the bridges out you burnt. What I felt inside would have been outrageous. Stop acting, think I believe that's catfish, poor performance. What's your number, please, or contact, buzz you up so I can call that a ballin'.
Come tell me like, what do you want? Yeah, tell me like, what do you need? Fresh tip when you're doing your feet. New LV when you fly overseas. Cold plumbing cause I'm at a... for the streets. Young and ain't the same. I guess we're on different days.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it should be a great one, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready, set.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Black 40. Black shot. Set.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Come on. 19 left, 19,
Looking to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Let's go now.
Right back to him on first down. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line.
Connect. 70 Timberwolves.
They're going to look to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Right side, he has Johnston. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Quentin Johnston, a 16-yard touchdown. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Our home team, nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Let's go now. Trouble. 38. 33. Ready.
Back to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. So on the other side of the field now, it's first and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
At the 41-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
When you're trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Green Jack. Fury. Yellow. Set.
Back to throw now on second and 10. He's got his man on the crossing route. This is Higgins. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. T. Higgins, 40 yards. And his guys are able to make this it's a close game again. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll make our score 14-7. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Pressure comes and down he goes. Jalen Walker just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Check 50, check Hawk 70, Hawk 70, Mustang 19.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Cup 19, tag, 70 Lions.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure, and down he goes. Jalen Walker. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he gets this one down to the 24. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it's caught. Touchdown. Puka Nacua. 23 yards for the touchdown. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7.
21. Our home team, 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
1st down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
On the set,
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Pause red.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Smash, red. Ready.
2nd and 2. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
White. Rail, yellow. Hut.
They'll try and throw for it here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Okay.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw again. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
That's another 1st down.
Red, cycle.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Black ultra. Hut.
They'll look to throw again. And again back to Kmet. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Strike it. Come on. Ready.
Here's Walker. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Loss of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 7.
AFC title game, 2nd quarter action. 2 minutes to play. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Black 40. Set.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. Aubrey good with a PAT. And they're back within a touchdown of 21-14. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. This going to be returned from the 2. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
3rd and 8.
Here we go.
He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Finally, his defense makes a stand. They've given up touchdowns in their first 2 drives, but here they said, we got to put a stop to that. Good coverage there to force a punting situation and a 4th down.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Ready. Hunt.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
50, green. Check, Hunt.
Back to throw here. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
Hunt, drill, grit, red, 38. Slide, blue. Ready.
Now back to throw. Caught on a slant. Touchdown. Jamison Williams from 8 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
On the 6.
Here's 2nd and 10.
18, 5 years.
He'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
They'll set up to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. And on now is the punter, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Yards that time on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Here we go.
And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see.
Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
One more half off to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any-given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 1. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. Now a 2nd and 6. 4
yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the 48-yard line.
They'll drop the throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
An 8-yard pickup results in a first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Going for the right side here, complete. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's second down.
Ready? Got 60. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 19 tight. 19 tight. Good.
He'll look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down.
19-18. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready?
Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. Takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Let's go now. Black, ready?
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
AFC Championship tilt, third quarter of play. This is 2nd and 10. Give to Walker on the read option. And he stopped immediately there. Third down and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
Drill green. Needle blue. Red cycle. Hut, hut.
They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Arises on to punt here as he gets this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Come on. Set.
They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Viking 18, Warriors 17.
They're going to look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He's got another one to Johnston. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down.
A gain of 16 yards.
18, 5 years.
Results in a 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll just get rid of it.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 17 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that, with a Super Bowl berth on the line. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Pass out left finds Johnston. Oh, nice move. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for the touchdown. Quentin Johnston, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he whips that one incomplete there. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First down.
Black Ultra.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this one is incomplete.
And there's the point in the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throwing left side, it's complete. A gain there of 21 yards. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
First down and goal to go.
Smash, red.
They'll look to throw here. Now a run here off the RP. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Our home team, 28.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the pieces have fallen into place to this point. They've got a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. A berth to the Super Bowl resting on their ability to see this one through to the end. There he goes left side. He's on his way. And touchdown. A big play there. 79 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Our home team, 28.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll try to run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit him. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Let's go now.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And firing a deep ball for Kmet. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
This offense so far on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
Watch out
now they'll change things up.
Let's go. Hut.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Finding Walker complete. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. And they rattle off a big one. 41 yards.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Shovel 38. Fly blue. Smash red. Ready.
Back to throw again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. From 17 yards out. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Ready,
And they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long.
6, Buffalo 18. 19, Lions. Ready.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick.
The 3rd down pass. Intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Blue striker. Set, ready. 60 red. White, white.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Set, hut, ready.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Back of the end zone. Can he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. A full left side taken in by Kmet. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Ready.
They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to save every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can. And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
3rd down and goal coming up here.
Come on, set. Hut, hut.
Now back to throw. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
25 seconds to go. A must recover if they're going to have any chance. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And all that hard work has paid off. They're AFC champions, and on to the Super Bowl they go.
It's got to be an amazing feeling for them, doesn't it, Brandon? The idea that you've done it all that hard work, all that sweating, all that effort, All those times you're getting yelled at by your coach, and now you get to go to the Super Bowl. Put your hats on, guys, and say AFC champs.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.
Why you all in my face, taking up all of my space? You should get out of my way, you should get out of my way. Don't tell me what I should do, I'ma do what I want anyway. Don't really care what you think, you should get out of my way. Get your talking face out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way. I got too many plays, I don't even play. Get out of my way, out of my way, out of my way.
Way up, get your weight up, put your plate up. You a foreign, we at war, and I got all hallelujah, Talladega, baby Jesus, in the flesh, come and get it, and I'm get it. All my friends coming with all their friends, and we get active, yeah, we get active, yeah. All of my tattoos black, my eyes bloodshot red. I'm ready right now. Don't run your mouth too quick, let's get it. Stop talking. One way, my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. Don't make me wet, you get your talking out my face. It's in my mind, winning this in my DNA. I gotta get it, I don't know no other way. Get out my way.
Why you all in my face, taking up all of my space? You should get out of my way, you should get out of my way. Don't tell me what I should do, I'ma do what I want anyway. Don't really care what you think, you should get out of my way. Get your talking face out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way. I got too many plays, I don't even play. Out of my way, get out of my way, out of my way, out of my way.
All my friends coming with all their friends, and we get active, yeah, we get active, yeah. All of my tattoos black, my eyes bloodshot red. I'm ready right now. Don't run your mouth too quick, let's get it. Stop talking.